11:30 at night. We are still 30 miles outside of St. Martin, and I don't know what happened, but like... It's December of 2019, and the girls of WildChild are making our last big eastward push, trying to reach St. Martin. The forecast for when we started out was winds from the east-northeast, which should have been good for us. The reality of what we got was no winds, south winds, squirrely winds, and slight winds from the east-southeast, as the high-pressure system swirled around us. This forced WildChild to motor for most of the first day. My Canadian friends on the catamaran motored the entire way to St. Martin, and they did it in about 24 hours. But Captain Lexi is a sailor, WildChild is a sailboat, so when we could sail, we did. But this passage took us 3 days and 2 nights to get there. I do understand why all the old boomers like to motor, because when you have to motor there's no wind, and when there's no wind the sea state is calm. When the sea state is calm, the boat is more comfortable, and boomer wives like comfortable boats. But I hate it, and with every breath of decent wind that I could possibly turn the engine off, I do. I always try to sail. And eventually, have faith, your winds will come, the high pressure system will pass, and things will settle out again. Mother Nature was 12 hours late. She never follows the forecast, but eventually my east-northeast winds did come. I'm alone on the helm all day listening to podcasts because there's no chance that Elena's going to keep me company. And WildChild did have to sail through a few small squalls and rain showers and slight storms. But we got this. This is super bad mojo. We're dragging a fish trap. Oh wait, the orange buoy is leaving us now. Fishing hook. We were dragging an orange buoy for a fish trap all night long. I'd left the lure for the fishing line out. I just got it free and now the buoy's leaving. I think we've been dragging a fish trap on the fishing line all night long. Yeah, it's free now. That's great. I am still doing 95% of all the sailing. Elena helps as little as possible, but she will come up when I ask, and at least she's staying calm now. No more freakouts. You can see the wind is shifted, and I'm now sailing close-hauled starboard tack and 7 knots of wind, so sail trim is really important. The wonderful thing about WildChild is she is so efficient that she can sail just fine in calm sea states. As long as she's got 5 knots of steady wind, she can go. And we sail like this all day, sunrise to sunset. I sat alone at the helm on WildChild as the sun was setting behind this fading storm. I thought it was a pretty spectacular view on the ocean, getting to watch the storm fade into the darkness. Usually Elena does at least the midnight to 3 a.m. shift for me so I can try and get some sleep. But I don't get any sleep tonight because 30 miles from St. Martin, we run into the worst marine traffic jam WildChild has ever been in before or since. The trade winds are starting to return, and I've got a steady 9 knots of wind on the nose, but I'm sailing close-hauled, so my ability to maneuver is very limited. Technically, I have the right-of-way in the dark, but who's going to force that on a cargo ship? And without an AIS transmitter on WildChild, I am essentially invisible to all of these large ships all around me. I can be seen on radar, but who says they're watching their radar? So it's like 11:30 at night. We are still 30 miles outside of St. Martin, and I don't know what happened, but like everybody leaves to go sailing in the dark. I've been at the helm for hours, dodging like cruise ships, cargo ships, like 100 to 400 foot, like private luxury motor yachts, like multi-million-dollar yachts, little invisible sailboats with no AIS like me. It has been like very stressful sailing. We got some wind. We're 10 over 4, close hauled, starboard tack, 40 degrees to the wind. But the problem is, it's like being a chicken in the middle of the highway. There are ships kind of everywhere, and they can't see me. I can only see the AIS ones, and I'm dodging around them constantly. This is very stressful. This might be the worst nighttime marine traffic I've ever seen. Am I ever happy to see the sun rising over St. Martin in the distance? That was a terrible night at sea. So it's 6:30 Wednesday morning. This is our second night at sail. We're both really tired. Like, we just haven't slept much, and the night sailing's been pretty bad the last 2 nights. The first night was very bad, squirrely light winds on the nose that shifted a lot, so it kept us constantly busy and adjusting. Neither one of us got much sleep the first night or the next day, yesterday, and then last night was traffic. There was so much traffic off St. Martin. It was like being a chicken on a highway full of transport trucks in the dark. Like, I had to make like 8 calls for ships on collision courses with invisible little me. The sun is rising, and we're actually having trouble getting in the last 5 miles. The winds swirl around the mountains, and right now we're kind of against swell and current. So I actually have the motor on, like we're motor sailing, even though we have a good wind angle of 40 degrees, because we don't have enough steady wind to fight the current and the waves. It amazes me when wealthy old boomers drop $250,000 in a sailboat because they think sailing is easy. They're so naive. Sailing is suffering. I admit I was too tired to film the anchoring of the boat for you guys, but eventually we landed in Marigot Bay, launched the dinghy, made our way to shore, where we had to try to figure out a way that we could check in. The good news is checking into St. Martin is pretty easy. You just have to find the secret computer.